right over here is the extra blades that came with it. So I got an extra set of blades there. Those are 10 feet long, so that's nice. This is one of the guides, the table guides. And I believe there's 2 of them down there. Yeah, there's 2. And this is the guide that goes over on the left-hand side. That looks to be about 12 feet long. So this wasn't attached while they were using it. And I understand this is to guide your plate and to straighten your plate. So it kind of works like a straight edge. But that's really the only application I see for it. I don't really know the real purpose for this, other than it acting like a straight edge for you to line your plate up. So if there is a different purpose for this, please let me know. It does look like it has some kind of a track on there. You can see inside. It's got like a T-slot. Yeah, it's a T-slot for sure. And I don't really know what the purpose of that is. I don't know if that's just like a stop where you can kind of keep your plate at the same distance every time. I'm not real sure the purpose of that. So if you know more than I do, then comment down below and let me know the proper application of that thing. But I do plan on restoring it, repainting it, and bolting it up, having it there ready to go. All right, well, we'll start over off on this side. This bar here, at first I was thinking this might be some kind of hydraulic fluid transfer or something, but I think it's just a handle. So I could be wrong. Maybe there is a purpose for it, but I'm not sure. Just looks like a handle welded on. Okay, here's some gears and gizmos here. I'm sure this is to probably line that shear up properly and just get everything dialed in so you can make a perfect cut. I'm guessing on that too, so I don't know. If you know what this is, I'm probably not going to mess with any of this stuff. Like I said, this thing was in working condition whenever they pulled it, so probably going to leave everything as is. I'll go in here and put some grease in this thing and clean all this junk out of here, but I won't be adjusting it. I don't want to tear anything up. Here's another handle welded in, or I don't know if that's a handle or a guide for cables, but it's welded on there. It looks like that might be aftermarket. Somebody may have just came back through and welded that on for some reason, but I can't really tell. Okay, we have a cap here. Now this looks like where the hydraulic fluid will go. There's probably a reservoir down there. I've seen some shears where the reservoir's on top. You can see here on this guard where they notched it out. And I don't really know why they did that. I don't know if they're just putting some flat bar stock in there or something. So that's something that that I would like to fix. This bar right here, this is just square tubing. It looks like it's 1-inch square tubing, and I would probably just cut it here and just take the whole thing. It's 10 feet of it, so just take the whole thing out and replace that entire tubing because it's notched in several places. So this bar here, it looks like just some kind of handle. I don't know that it has a real purpose other than just bracing yourself. Maybe you know, if you're pulling in some sheet metal, you need something to grab onto so that you can kind of get your weight into pulling in the sheet metal. But it looks good. It's no bends, it's not ripped, it's not cut, so that looks good. All these stickers, these will all come off, and they'll need to be replaced. I'm going to take all this stuff off, and then I'm sure I can just buy replacement stickers, just generic caution stickers, and put them back on there. Got these holes here, and I really don't know what they're for. I don't know if that's just part of how they cast this tabletop, or if it's just to lighten up the weight. I don't know that lightening this thing up is ever an issue. At 20,000 pounds, does it really matter if you got a few holes bored out of this thing? But you can see there is some fluid coming out. So this thing has been outside, so I don't know if it's just been rained on and the fluid has just drained through and over the years just piles in there, or what. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know why these things have holes in them, but they're all the way down. So if you know what the purpose of the holes are, let me know, because I don't really see a purpose. Actually, now that I think about it, I wonder if they're just kind of guide holes, so that when you do put like a bar or something up and you butt it up against it, that they're guide holes and kind of lock whatever it is in place. So I don't know, maybe. But hey, look there. We got a Miller Lite can back in there, a little freebie. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but there it is, Miller Lite can. Lee will be happy. We'll pull that out and give that to Lee. All right. Well, you can see how the grease just, has caked on this thing, and just how it flows down. That one's real bad there. You got this cover here. This is probably where the motor is, if I'm guessing, or the hydraulic fluid. It looks like there's a motor in there, so I guess that's where the motor is at. I'll be taking all of this off. Looks like it's got about 5 or 6 bolts on it. It's kind of bent right here. Try and straighten that back out. This guard, it's all messed up, so I'll be replacing that. It looks like 2 different styles of metal here, but what it is the grease is caked on this side so heavy it's actually makes it look thicker than this side. So it looked, at first I thought they had patched it up, but it's just the grease that's caked on the this expanded metal here. If I have to guess, I'm gonna say this is for a backstop, and this is some kind of a handle for it. So this thing does not have a backstop with it, so this thing is useless right now. If I could find a backstop, I may be interested in getting it, because it does up the value on these things. So what a backstop is, looks like that's coming off anyways. It's just barely on there. What a backstop is you would have like some kind of crank or a button, and it would move a stop behind this, so that when you push the plate through, say you wanted a 5-foot cut, it would hit the backstop and you'd get 5 foot every time. And you knew that every time you pushed up against the backstop, you were going to get an even 5 foot. But say you wanted to cut 5 and then 2, you could just go here, do the crank or the electric buttons, and then just put this back at 2 feet. And it saves a lot of time. If you're in high production, it saves you a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it gives you nice precision cuts. So instead of screwing the measuring tape up and just misreading it, it's just a lot easier to read it here, get it right the first time. So I would be interested in repairing that, but I don't know what the investment would be. It's not really something I need. I'm not real high production, so I don't mind just measuring twice, cutting once. But I would be interested in repairing it if I could get a deal on it. So you can see up here all this paint's chipping off. So with metal this thick, I mean, it really doesn't matter. You're not going to hurt this thing. It's at most it would, you know, start the pit, but that's about it. But I'm going to try and, you know, clean up as much of this as I can. I didn't think about it, but I mean, it may be worth it to go in and fill these holes in with some kind of Bondo, and then just smooth it out. I don't think it would be very hard. You can see here, you've got a lot of area to play with, and what I actually thought about doing was repainting this, resurfacing it, and then getting it wrapped. You know, getting some kind of logo or something would be awesome on this thing. But we'll see. That'll be down the road. I don't know if that's something I want to do. If this thing comes out really nice, and I think I want to end up wrapping it and just making it a showpiece, basically, I might go for it. So, okay, over here we've got the electrical box. Got a bunch of buttons here. Start button, stop. What does that say? I can't see. Back gauge. Oh, okay. Back gauge, reverse. So these are the buttons to move that back gauge forward and backwards. So those are not going to be working. This is the start the machine, stop the machine. I don't know what that thing does. I'm not sure what this does either. But how you operate the machine is through this foot pedal. So it's kind of wrapped up in here. This looks like an aftermarket foot pedal. I'm pretty sure this is not the one that it came with. It's not factory. But there's nothing wrong with it. It's in good condition. It looks fairly new. What I will probably end up doing is building me a pedestal. Probably incorporate this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. But I'm gonna build a pedestal for this to mount on. Let's see if it's got some mounting. Looks like it does have a couple mounting bolts right here. That looks like that's it. I don't see anything else. Right here might be something I could work off of. But what I want to do is build a pedestal, and then some type of a column right here, and then have a safety button up top. So to operate this, you would actually have to hold your hand down on the safety button and then press the pedal down. And you'd have to do both simultaneously. And it's just a safety mechanism. And there's a couple reasons why I want to do it. One is for the safety purpose of it. Two is I just think it makes it look really clean, really nice. And three, you have a good pedestal for your control, and you can put a handle on it, and then you can move it wherever you need to. Instead of bending down and having to move this out of the way or move it to a different location, you can just grab it from that pedestal and move it where you want. So that's going to be an upcoming project that I'll do on this. Okay, and let's open this thing up and see what it looks like. Can't do this with one hand. There we go. And we got all the controls in here, the brains. Looks like pretty standard stuff. Doesn't look like too much of a hack job in here. And this is where I would plug in the 3-phase power. So you've got your 3 hot legs there. Then you got your 3 hot legs down here. And I don't see a ground or a neutral anywhere. I don't think you have to have one, but I don't see one. I don't see a spot where you could put one even if you wanted to. Alright, well, I'll figure that out.